We're going to talk about it. Laurence Leamer is his name. He's a playwright, an editor, a journalist, a humorist, a contributor to Harper's, the New York Times, the Washingtonian, Playboy magazine. That's how you have to say it, Robin. Playboy.
Oh, yeah, Playboy.
And his book is called The President's Butler, a novel for the ages. Let me just read what it says here. It says, in the new novel, President's Butler, Leamer chronicles the rise of an egomaniac billionaire business mogul to the position of President of the United States. Parody it may be, but he captures the roller coaster ride of this year's election with humor, poignancy, is that how you say it, and tact. Good morning, Laurence Leamer. Thank you. I'm your newest fan. Good morning, Laurence. How are you?
Just fine.
Where are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm in Washington, D.C.
Oh, my gosh. You're right in the heart of it all.
Yeah, I'm in the heart of it all.
Yeah.
Right?
Does it ever trickle down to you? I mean, does it, do you feel it in a different way than we might feel the political world?
I just can't wait till it's over.
Yeah, me too.
You remember when David Letterman retired? He said, "I think I made the biggest mistake of my life," because he retired and then Donald Trump announced his campaign to be president.
Yeah, but I don't know that it's funny. You know, we saw last night at the Houseman's dinner. I mean, God, that was appalling.
Well, it was kind of interesting to see them both together and both yucking it up. That was what I found interesting.
You call that yucking it up?
Yeah, they were laughing. Did you see them laughing?
A little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit.
So, how long ago did you start writing this book?
Well, you know, it's funny. I spent the winter in Florida, in Palm Beach, and Easter Sunday, I was invited to the Trump Golf Club for their Sunday buffet. It's $100 a person. All the mega wealthy and me were there. Anyway, so I get up. You know, I grew up in upstate New York, and we'd all go to Uncle Ho's Chinese buffet. You had to get there early.
Uncle Ho, right?
You had to get up there early and before the shrimp was gone, right? You rushed in and rushed up and grabbed the shrimp. Well, it was no different among the mega wealthy. They're all jumping up to get the shrimp and the crab legs. And I'm no better. And I run out there, and I get my steak, and the steak is being grilled. And I turn to my right, and there's Donald Trump standing there. And he's asking for a hamburger. And he has this hamburger grilled until it's totally charred to death. And he takes it, and he meticulously puts about half an inch of ketchup on, no exaggeration, and walks off. And I thought, wow, there's a novel in this. And the next morning I sat down and started writing this novel about this guy, Vincent Victor, who runs for president, and it's through the eyes of his butler, Billy Baxter. And I knew Tony Senecal was Trump's butler, and I know Tony Senecal. So that's the way the story's told to this white working class guy who goes to work for this billionaire, and he's through his eyes.
Oh my gosh, you couldn't have picked a better time to do this. And so that goes back to my David Letterman statement. See, you're I mean, it's actually helping you to entertain us, I guess is the best way to say that.
Yeah, and I wonder if Trump will grow a beard after the election.
Who knows? So let me ask you, as you were writing it, did you approach it the same way you might have approached other books? Did you try to think ahead so that we would have some unexpected turns and twists in the story?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not literally Donald Trump, that's for sure. I mean, look, Trump has his beauty pageant, okay? In my novel, my character, he invents this beauty contest. It's the Great American Breast Contest. He's obsessed with breasts, so he has 50 contestants, and he says, "May the best breast win," and so it does. So that's an example of another part, and so it is different. And actually, when my character runs for president, he does a better job than Trump does. I mean, Trump could be very close. Might even won if he didn't screw up so many.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He has no discipline.
Do you know, when I was a kid, I went to Catholic catechisms, and I went to Jewish bar mitzvahs, and I noticed that the ladies in the Jewish bar mitzvahs, the adult ladies, had cleavage, and the Catholic ladies never showed anything below their chin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yesterday in that video we saw from that Catholic event, right behind the speakers, whoever they may have been, there was. Did you see this lady to the left?
The
I'm
viewers
not going to
left.
admit it. I'm not going to admit it.
No.
Yeah, I said, wow, they're showing cleavage in a Catholic event. Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew the world has changed, right? Since I was
Are
a
you
kid.
saying she wasn't Catholic? You saying she wasn't Catholic?
Maybe
Is that
she
what you're
wasn't.
saying?
She was
Yeah,
Jewish?
maybe she was a Jewish lady. Yeah, I don't know.
I like the fact that you're tying together the personalities of Ted Kennedy, George Wallace, and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, it's funny. I wrote a book that came out earlier this year called The Lynching, and part of it was about a very different kind of book, and part of it dealt with George Wallace. When George Wallace was this white working class kid, poor kid, and he realized that smart. He had a law degree from the University of Alabama, and he knew that segregation was going to end. He knew absolutely, but he thought that if I become the most avid supporter of segregation, I can rise to power. Now, the analogy with that is Trump really didn't think he was going to throw 13 million people out of this country, undocumented immigrants. But that was the way to get attention early on in the campaign. He needed television time. The same was saying he wasn't going to let Muslims come to the United States. He just got attention. And that's what he needed to do. It was a shrewd move, a shrewd, cynical move.
Yeah. Well, what was that song where the guy says, he says, "Are you a Christian?" And he says, "Ma'am, I am tonight." I always think.
Oh yeah, right.
Remember that song? I always think about that. You're just answering the question that you think the person asking wants to hear.
That's right.
But you forget that the whole country is listening.
Walk into Memphis.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Remember that? I mean, that's kind of how I'm looking at this whole campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
So when did the book come out?
It came out in September. It's out there now.
Oh, okay. So it's been out long enough. What's the feedback? You getting good feedback?
Yeah. It's doing well, but probably when the election is over, it's not going to. That's probably pretty much do it because that's the interest is right now.
Are you getting the Amy Schumer thing? Remember, Amy Schumer was in the news yesterday or 2 days ago where she kind of told some jokes that were, because she's not a Trump fan, so she told jokes that reflected that. And a couple of hundred people walked out of one of her shows, and then, so I mean, I don't know, if you go into a show with a comedian, you expect them to be funny. Did you have the same, are you getting any of that at all? Anybody?
Well, one of the reasons I want this thing over is we're so polarized, and most, people are either on one side of this or the other. There's no middle ground. It's just we somehow got to get over this. We just have to be able to talk to each other civilly, but it's just not that way for sure. It's either one side or the other. It's just the way it is.
How do you know when you write something that it is going to work as far as humor is concerned? Is it just, if it makes you laugh, you just put it on paper?
Well, and also Trump himself is such a caricature, right? He's so extreme that I think most attempts at satirizing him don't work because they try to become even more extreme, and it's not funny. I drew back a little, and it's kind of a little bit more realistic in some way, and I think the humor works better that way.
Wow.
Well, it's definitely a fun read. I think you've really got a lot of insight into the personalities, and this is a wonderful book. I enjoyed it.
Somebody said to me, I did it earlier in another program, I said, but I really appreciate the character developed in the novel. I said, yeah, I didn't have very much to work with.
Did you put the hamburger ketchup scene in there?
Right, yeah.
Laurence, thank you for being on the air with us. I have a copy of the book. If you want The President's Butler, call me. I'll give you the one I have. The rest of us have to go buy it. Laurence, do you have a website you can direct us to?
Lamer.com.
Okay, Leamer.
Leamer.com, yeah.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being on the air with us today.
Okay, thanks for having me.
All right, we will be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Partly sunny, beautiful today, a high of 84 to 88, and clear tonight, lows 55 to 63. Not as warm with lower humidity tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine and a high of 76 to 79. Sunny and comfortable Sunday, temperatures once again in the upper 70s. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
Hi, my name is Erica Olstein. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and oriental medicine. So, you used to be wired, now you're just tired. You used to be thin, but now you're the heaviest you've ever been. You don't necessarily always have to take a med if your thyroid is playing dead. If you have a thyroid disorder, an acupuncture visit may be in order. Come visit me, your primary care physician, Erica Olstein, at A Better You Healthcare. Call me at 352-615-5566.